when a mysterious woman recently reached out with an unexpected request to join the Brown family's plural marriage, longtime Sister Wives viewers braced themselves for drama. And they got it. Robyn Brown, who once claimed she fully embraced the principles of plural love, reportedly froze under pressure, hesitating once again when faced with the idea of welcoming another wife into the already fractured family dynamic. Fans say her reaction exposes the truth about her feelings toward polygamy and reveals more than ever about the complicated power balance inside Kody Brown's world. The tension surrounding Robyn Brown and the concept of plural marriage has always been one of the most defining storylines in Sister Wives history. For years, she presented herself as the loyal and spiritually devoted wife who understood and respected the principle of polygamy. Yet, with each passing season, viewers have noticed a growing distance between Robyn's words and her actions. The latest reports of her hesitation after a woman expressed interest in joining the marriage have reignited fierce debates among fans who believe Robyn's true intentions are finally coming to light. This situation has not only reopened old wounds, but also reminded viewers of the turbulent history that led the Browns from one united family to the divided dynamic they live in today. When the woman's request reportedly came through, someone said to be genuinely interested in the family's polygamous lifestyle, Robyn's response was allegedly one of discomfort and reluctance. According to those close to the Browns, she stalled, made excuses, and ultimately dodged the conversation altogether. Insiders claim that her hesitation sparked new arguments between her and Kody, who once considered the idea of rebuilding the plural structure that had fallen apart. After losing Christine, Janelle, and Mary in rapid succession, Kody has seemed lost, still clinging to the spiritual framework that defines his life for decades. But Robyn, now the only remaining wife, has grown comfortable in her monogamous role, and the thought of introducing another woman reportedly rattled her more than anyone expected. Viewers have often accused Robyn of being the catalyst behind the downfall of the family. From the moment she entered the picture, the other wives began to feel sidelined, with many fans pointing out how Kody's attention shifted almost entirely toward her. What was once a family rooted in shared values and equal partnership turned into a relationship where Robyn's voice carried the most weight. Now her reluctance to embrace another wife has fans crying hypocrisy, arguing that the woman who once spoke about the beauty of plural marriage has no intention of living it again. As the rumor spread across fan groups online, the reaction was explosive. Many took to social media to express frustration at Robyn's perceived double standards. She talks about faith and family, but the second someone wants to join, she panics, one fan wrote on Reddit. Another viewer commented that Robyn's fear was never about the principle itself, but about losing the privileged position she gained once Kody's other marriages collapsed. For longtime viewers, this incident felt like confirmation of what they had suspected all along, that Robyn's version of plural marriage only worked when she was the favorite, not when true equality was on the table. Behind the scenes, sources close to the family have hinted that Robyn's hesitation led to a tense confrontation with Kody. He reportedly took the request as a sign from God, or perhaps as a chance to reclaim the identity that made him famous, the patriarch of a plural family. But Robyn's discomfort was immediate. She reportedly argued that the family wasn't ready for another wife, and that Kody needed to focus on healing instead. This response, while seemingly reasonable, contradicted the teachings and beliefs the Browns once shared. Those who watched earlier seasons remember Robyn often saying that plural marriage strengthened faith and family bonds. Yet now, when faced with the chance to live those values again, she appears to have shut the door completely. The emotional complexity of this moment cannot be overstated. For Robyn, the past few years have been a whirlwind of chaos. She watched as her relationships with Mary, Janelle, and Christine fell apart, often under the weight of jealousy and mistrust. Her position as Kody's last remaining wife has come with privilege and isolation. Fans believe that while Robyn may appear to have won by being the last one standing, she is also trapped in a dynamic that no longer resembles the lifestyle she once signed up for. The arrival of a potential new wife could have changed everything, forcing Robyn to confront her own insecurities and challenging the stability she's fought to protect. It's worth noting that Robyn has spoken in the past about her fear of losing emotional connection with Cody. In one of the most emotional scenes of the show, she tearfully admitted that she didn't want to live in a world where he divided his time with other women. That admission, while heartfelt, also struck fans as contradictory to her faith in plural marriage. The current situation brings that contradiction into sharper focus. Her stalling behavior suggests that her spiritual convictions may no longer align with the practical reality of sharing her husband again. Meanwhile, Cody himself appears to be torn between two conflicting identities. On one hand, he has publicly admitted that his faith still supports plural marriage. On the other, he seems content living a monogamous life with Robyn. Yet, deep down, insiders say he misses the structure and energy of his former family. For him, the idea of adding another wife may have represented hope, a chance to rebuild what he lost. But Robyn's hesitation reportedly crushed that vision, leaving him frustrated and confused. The dynamic between them has become increasingly strained, with whispers that Cody feels spiritually suffocated in his current setup.
This incident also reignites one of the biggest debates in Sister Wives history, whether the Brown story was ever about faith or whether it became about control and ego. Many fans have pointed out that the original purpose of the show was to challenge stereotypes about polygamy and showcase how love could be shared among multiple women. Yet over time, what viewers saw was not harmony, but hierarchy. Robyn, who once appeared meek and grateful, evolved into the central figure around whom Cody's life revolved. Her reluctance now to share that position has made her one of the most polarizing figures in reality television. Some fans have even speculated that this latest drama might play out in future Sister Wives episodes. The show thrives on emotional conflict and real-life revelations, and Robyn's reaction to the woman's request could become a major storyline. If it does, it may expose even deeper cracks within her marriage. Producers reportedly love the idea because it mirrors the show's earliest themes: faith, family, jealousy, and the difficult balance between belief and emotion. For Robyn, however, it could be another public relations disaster. Viewers already see her as manipulative, and another emotional breakdown or defensive interview might only make things worse. Christine, who has long since moved on from the family, once said that Robyn and Cody's relationship didn't feel plural anymore. That statement resonates more than ever in light of these new reports. Robyn's decision to stall, hesitate, and avoid the possibility of welcoming another wife only reinforces the image of a couple that has abandoned the faith's core principles. For Christine and the other ex-wives, this must feel like a bitter validation of everything they endured. They left because they felt unseen and unloved, while Robyn stayed only to reject the very lifestyle she claimed to support. The emotional fallout for Robyn could be profound. Living under constant public scrutiny has taken a toll on her confidence, and now she faces renewed backlash. Social media discussions have reignited old nicknames, calling her Sobbin' Robyn and accusing her of playing the victim. Some sympathetic fans, however, suggest that her hesitation might stem from trauma rather than hypocrisy. They argue that after years of conflict, Robyn simply cannot handle the stress of competing for affection again. To them, her reluctance is a human reaction, not a betrayal of faith. Still, the optics are undeniable. For a woman who once preached the beauty of shared love, Robyn's repeated refusal to embrace plural marriage has undermined her credibility. As fans dissect every rumor and theory, one thing has become clear. The Robyn Brown viewers met years ago is no longer the same woman standing beside Cody today. Her silence, her tears, and her indecision have come to define her. In a family that once claimed to be built on spiritual unity, Robyn's fear has become the final barrier keeping the idea of sisterhood from ever being restored. Cody, meanwhile, faces his own reckoning. The man who once prided himself on leadership now seems powerless to reconcile his faith with his fractured family. Each of his wives left for reasons that, in hindsight, connect directly to his emotional imbalance and favoritism. Now, with only Robyn remaining and her unwillingness to welcome anyone new, he finds himself at the end of a road he paved with his own decisions. Whether or not he admits it, Cody has become a monogamist in denial, clinging to a title that no longer fits his reality. In the broader context of Sister Wives, this latest chapter marks a poignant moment of reflection. The show began as an experiment in love and faith, but has slowly transformed into a cautionary tale about imbalance and control. Robyn's reaction to the woman's request isn't just about jealousy or fear. It symbolizes the death of the family's founding principles. Once, the Browns wanted to prove that plural marriage could be lived with honesty and respect. Now they stand as proof of how fragile such ideals can be when human emotion and favoritism take over. For fans, Robyn's decision to stall once again is both unsurprising and heartbreaking. It reminds them of how far the Browns have fallen and how much of the family's original purpose has been lost along the way. Whether Robyn will ever face this contradiction head-on remains uncertain. But one thing is for sure, the moment she hesitated, the world saw the truth. The era of sisterhood in the Brown family is over, and Robyn Brown's silence may have sealed its fate forever.
The Brown family has always lived under the public microscope, and the latest storm to brew around the Sister Wives clan centers once again on Robyn Brown. Long accused of being the favorite wife and the one who subtly took control of Cody Brown's heart and family dynamic, Robyn is now facing an intense wave of backlash from viewers and even from within the polygamous circle for allegedly stalling yet another woman who reportedly wanted to join the Brown family. The issue, though unconfirmed by TLC, has sent shockwaves across social media, as fans argue that Robyn has quietly become the gatekeeper of a family that once prided itself on open-minded, faith-based plural living. The rumor, ignited by whispers among Sister Wives followers and insiders close to the Browns, suggests that a woman had approached Cody, expressing interest in joining the family, but the idea was halted, reportedly by Robyn's hesitation, objections, and emotional resistance. This latest controversy has reopened long-standing wounds from the show's earlier seasons when the Browns, then consisting of Cody, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, had presented themselves as an example of faith-driven unity in polygamy. Viewers remember when Robyn was introduced in Season 1 as the young, spiritual, and open-hearted addition who symbolized hope for the family's dream of plural harmony. At that time, Cody appeared rejuvenated, Mary and Janelle seemed cautiously optimistic, and Christine, though struggling with jealousy, made sincere efforts to accept her. But as years rolled by, the promise of a balanced plural family began to crumble. Christine left first, openly stating that Cody's favoritism toward Robyn had destroyed the spirit of equality in their marriages. Janelle followed suit, saying that Cody's loyalty to Robyn and her kids had broken the family's foundation. Even Mary, who had been in emotional limbo for years, ultimately cut ties, revealing that Cody no longer saw her as a wife. Now, as Robyn stands as the only remaining wife, the irony has not been lost on Sister Wives fans. The woman who once entered a vibrant four-wife household now finds herself the sole partner of a man who once preached the beauty of plural marriage. And yet, even as Cody reportedly expressed an openness to rebuilding the family structure, possibly by inviting a new wife, Robyn's alleged hesitation has reignited the debate. Does she truly want plural marriage, or did she always aim to have Cody to herself? For longtime viewers, this question isn't new. Over the years, Robyn's tears, emotional pleas, and passive resistance have become a recurring pattern whenever change loomed. During the show's most dramatic seasons, whenever Cody spoke about fairness, rotation, or spending equal time, Robyn's emotional breakdowns often ended those conversations. Critics argue that her tears have power, that Cody, deeply protective of her, immediately bends to her emotions, resulting in her unintentional yet absolute control of family dynamics.
The current controversy, where she allegedly said no again to another woman joining, is being seen as the final confirmation that she never wanted to share her husband in the first place. The online reaction has been fierce. Fans took to Reddit, X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook groups dedicated to sister wives to vent their frustration. Many wrote that Robyn has been stalling since day one, claiming she uses spirituality and sensitivity as tools to control outcomes. One comment that gained thousands of likes read, "Robyn Brown is not a sister wife. She's the wife who eliminated the sisterhood." Others compared her behavior to the way she once cried about wanting a big family, only to later retreat when the reality of plural living became inconvenient. Many fans recalled her earlier statements about being heartbroken for her kids growing up without siblings from the other wives' households, and pointed out that she played a key role in creating that very distance. Inside sources reportedly claim that the idea of adding another wife was not entirely off the table after the family split. According to these whispers, Kody had at least entertained conversations about the possibility, but those talks quickly fizzled once Robyn voiced her emotional discomfort. Whether those alleged discussions were sincere or merely symbolic remains uncertain, but the perception that Robyn shut the door to any future sister wives has cemented her image as the family's most divisive figure. What makes this latest development particularly striking is that it comes at a time when Kody and Robyn have been publicly lamenting the collapse of their family unit. In the most recent seasons, viewers watched Robyn sob uncontrollably about feeling lonely and betrayed by the other wives' departures. She described herself as the last woman standing and said she never wanted to live monogamously. But fans aren't buying it. They believe her actions tell a different story, that her tears reflect regret not for losing the plural structure, but for losing the optics of being the favored spiritual wife in a big, dynamic family. Christine Brown, now happily remarried to David Woolley, has subtly weighed in on this dynamic in past interviews. She mentioned that some people like control more than connection, a statement fans instantly linked to Robyn. Janelle, too, hinted that Robyn's presence made it hard to get a word in during family discussions. Both women have expressed that Kody's shift toward Robyn-centered living turned the plural marriage into a monogamous household long before the legal separations occurred. The irony of Robyn's position is that her reputation has evolved from being the sweet and spiritual newcomer to being perceived as the silent architect of the family's collapse. When she joined, the Brown family's public image was about resilience against societal judgment. They risked everything to show America that polygamy, when practiced with faith and respect, could be functional and loving. But by the time most of the wives walked away, the show had morphed into a portrait of emotional chaos and favoritism, where one woman's tears seemed to hold more weight than everyone else's voices combined.